So first of all, you'd be at, this quiz, I have to say, you'd be at distinct advantage, I would imagine, probably if you've got somebody in your team who's 50 or thereabouts. But all you need to do is match the statements on the left to the answers on the right with the pen or crayon, whatever you have to hand. And for those who don't believe that, while I'm doing it, for those who don't believe that anyone ever wrote a song with a lyric in it, I'm sure they're going to get you, yeah. I'll give that to you now. So you've got some pleasure whilst you're working out the answers to the quiz.
So, I mean, I don't even know that one, or that one. Or really that one. I've heard of that one at least.
Yeah, I've heard of that one as well. Oh. Yeah, we've got insurance. Yeah. Do you think that
Oh, is this not things like that? Oh, okay, right.
That's what. Oh no, is it handled? Popular low maintenance shrub.
That one's pretty lavender as well.
Yeah, actually, it probably is, isn't it?
Stop, pens down. Right, okay. Just a bit of fun, no prizes or anything. So, beware of the flowers because I'm sure they're going to get you. Yeah, was a lyric penned by? John Otway, well done. Yes. Okay. That's how we point. An annual, that was John Otway, right? An annual that belongs to the same family as violas. Pansies, well done. Biennial cottage garden favourite? Hollyhocks, brilliant. Okay, people on fire this one. Shrub suitable for free draining soils? Lavender, brilliant. Popular low maintenance shrub? What's a hebe? It's a shrub. It's an evergreen. And the last one, who sang about lunatics on the grass? Yeah, you get horticultural references out there.
We didn't get into
Good,
that.
okay. Brilliant. Hands up if you've got 100%. 5 out of everyone. Almost everyone.
We got 100% wrong.
Everyone Right, okay, what I thought I'd do...
So you've got one of the two, so yeah.
Okay, attention please everybody. I'd just like to quickly run through the services that we currently offer, just so you know what I'd like referrals for. So, first of all then, garden design. I've got a piece, I'm not very good with IT, but I've got a piece of software, and the best I've managed to do with it is work out how to add things to pictures. So, I can do top-down views, but I don't find that very amenable. Somebody down on the knoll in Faversham, huge garden, he wanted some work doing, that border was full of weeds. I cleared the border out, he asked me for advice about what to plant it up with. So I copied the picture into this piece of software that I've got, and I was able to give him a couple of alternatives. One was what we call a prairie planting, which is lots of perennial grasses and low maintenance flowers that tend to do well in free draining soils and don't need an awful lot of maintenance. Or the other option I suggested, if you want, because he wanted a low maintenance garden, the other option I suggested was planting up with lots of fairly low maintenance shrubs. And he decided, no heebies in that picture, sorry. He decided, the basis of that, he went for the second option, so that's what we did for him. So that's one service that we offer. Obviously, there's maintenance most times of the year. Anyone want to speculate what might be in those bags? Sorry? Manure, yeah. Sorry, I should have been following Ben's advice and changing my tone of voice. Yes, it's manure. It's actually a metric tonne of manure. Which this is Lady Sons's rose beds up at, well, it's not Lees Court actually. Her house is now Stringman's Farm, round the back of Lees Court up at Sheldwich, or I do 3 days a week. And spring, it's always a good time to spread muck on your roses. So that was like the half day that kept me busy spreading a ton of muck on her rose beds. Obviously, there's all sorts of other regular seasonal maintenance jobs, feeding and weeding and things like that we can attend to as well. Again, she's got extensive lawns up there at Stringman's Farm, so it's and regrettably I don't own either of those mowers, but I do enjoy cutting them. Particularly this one, it's the sort of thing they use up at the MCC to keep the pitch looking tidy. It's a bit of a beast. The first time I had to go on it, I drove it into a greenhouse. The problem is it hasn't got a very tight turning circle, so you have to control the speed. It's one of those things, it's like that. But it's great fun to ride around on, and well, not in a storm, obviously. But I enjoy doing that, and I have got a selection of mowers of my own, so lawns big and small. Again, I'm harping on about her place, but I spend 3 days a week up there. That's one of the ornamental beds. There's an area up there called the Sunken Garden. I can't take the credit for that planting. It predates me, but obviously it's quite a complex planting scheme. It goes. The Sunken Garden is 4 or 5 times the size of this room, so there's an awful lot of beds to keep an eye on there. All the things I talked about earlier: weeding, feeding, deadheading, various other seasonal jobs to do with the plants. We also another seasonal job, pruning. Now that's down in Newnham.
Sorry? Click on the presentation.
Look at your computer screen. Go on to something else. Just click on it. That's it.
Oh, right. Yeah. So pruning, obviously, I mean this is a spring job, pruning roses, climbing roses outside the house down in Newnham. But in the winter, particularly interested in the winter, deciduous trees, fruit trees, things like that will need good pruning in the winter. So if you know anybody who's got an orchard or you have fruit trees yourself, that's a job you might consider giving us in the winter. Hedging, place over at this job you gave me actually, Ben Oaks Scooks Hill at Eastling. They've got acres and acres of hedging. So this is, again, I did this, I think, in about April time. That's before it was done. Afterwards, I faced off all the hedges and put a kind of chamfer along the top there. So if you've got a lot of hedges and you haven't got the time to, or you know somebody who has and you haven't got time to look after them, please send them my way or ask me to. Laying lawns as well. Somebody, this job you gave me, Derek, Mr. and Mrs. Thingy, who live at 15 South Road. A bit of a sad looking lawn, so they wanted it replaced. So obviously the first job using that contraption there is to lift all the old turf, which is excellent for making compost or loam. And then slowly but surely break the ground over, firm it down, lay a fresh lawn for them. And it's always a little tip, if you want to lay your own lawn, it's always a good idea when you lay turf to use a brick bond like that, because it's less likely that the turfs will kind of curl up in the corners like British rail sandwiches of old. And then give it a good soaking afterwards and backfill all the gaps between the turfs with compost so they bond together nicely and they don't dry and curl up. Garden structures. This is a new departure. Now I've got a business partner, Phil, who's very good at his woodwork. This is a job he's currently doing. Oh no, sorry, come back to that. It's a different garden structure. Back to the job that Derek gave me, 15 South Road. What the customer wanted there, they wanted a structure to grow. She wants to grow lots of edibles in her garden. So we planted up lots of fruit trees, but she fancied grapevines as well. Obviously grapevines, you need something to grow them over. So I hunted around on the internet and I found there's a very good firm called Harrods Horticultural. This structure here, stupidly, I shot myself in the foot actually. I gave them that at trade price rather than retail price, and so thereby denied myself about 400 quid, but they were pleased. £1,500 for that structure, which has now got some grapevines that Chris, who some of you will know, supplied growing over it, and they're also going to, my suggestion, they're going to plant some roses. You can't see in there, but this has got umpteen wires strung all the way down it there, so things can kind of weave their way around it. It's starting to look quite nice. Garden makeovers. This is up in Priory Road. It's obviously a bit of a shabby looking garden there. I think the customer had other things more important things on their mind at the time, so they couldn't really look after their garden. We had a chat about what they wanted to do, and first thing was lifting all this stuff, dug out all these weeds. And is that it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, do that, and we do. And I want to do, and that's the factory where I work, and I want to do more of them. And the new thing is things made out of wood, and whether it's from kits or bespoke. So if you want something made of wood in your back garden, pergola, decking, shed, playroom, whatever, that's a project we're involved with at the moment. So, any questions?
Quick one.
Time for a question?
Quick one.
Okay, very quick one. What happens if you prune a tree, a fruit tree, in spring? Or you've got a husband that decided it was too big and just lopped the top off of it?
Well, don't kill it, but you might lose some fruit. It depends what, if it's a train tree,
The
it's
husband
been
or
trained.
My husband decided to just go, it was too high, a plum tree, and just,
Oh, that's a shame.
yeah.
Well, you might get a better crop of the plums that are left on it. Trained trees, you do
Really?
actually train them in the spring and the summer. But
No, it's a
untrained trees,
free-standing
you don't. You
tree.
train them when they're you prune them when they're dormant. in the
Okay,
winter.
so he's not killed it then.
He's not killed it. No, you just won't get such a good crop this year.
Thank you. That's my question.
Thank you, Paul.